Let's start with our top story on the Bengaluru tunnel project. Bengaluru's proposed tunnel project, the tunnel road project that's now become a fresh flashpoint in Bengaluru. In fact, the opposition in Karnataka calls the Bengaluru tunnel road project an absolute waste of money. That money is going down the drain. It's an expensive spend for real, in fact, solution is not that there are ways to decongest traffic, not the tunnel project. BJP says the tunnel project is a waste of money. The party though, Congress party, says on the other hand that this is possibly the best way to decongest central Bengaluru. BJP argues that this is going to attract more cars instead of decongesting the city, while the Congress says there are already so many cars, we've got to look for a quick solution, and this is the best one they could think of. Well, remember just a day ago, BJP MP Tejasvi Surya met with Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar to propose scrapping the 17,800 crore tunnel project. The two are now locked in a war of words on social platforms. Tejasvi Surya says the funds should instead go into expanding public transport. DK Shivakumar says that the MP himself has failed to get any funds from the centre and nobody wants any advice. If you're offering anything, please offer some money, bring money from the centre. DK Shivakumar has fired back at Tejasvi Surya, saying that people are going to use vehicles irrespective. Even as much as we expand public transport, people will bring their vehicles out on the streets. Exactly what he said, and I'm quoting for you. Can I stop people from bringing their vehicles? It's a matter of social responsibility. People prefer to travel in their own vehicles with their families. Can we prevent them from using their cars? If needed, then MPs can appeal to their constituents to leave their cars at home and use public transport. Let's see how many actually follow that. Today, people even hesitate to marry a boy who does not own a car. Remember, this message of DK Shivakumar has come as fodder for the BJP, Tejasvi Surya, who's fired back. Tejasvi, in response to that, says, for all these days, I thought the tunnel project was meant to solve Bengaluru's traffic problem, but now DK Shivakumar says it's to solve a social problem of people not wanting to marry men without cars. How stupid was I? Tejasvi's response. In fact, Tejasvi Surya earlier had pointed out that the proposed tunnel project would cater to only about 1,800 cars per hour in only one direction, compared to a metro line that will move people instead of vehicles, and nearly 69,000 passengers that would be moved at that same cost. He, in fact, proposed a comprehensive citywide mobility plan. Tejasvi Surya said the government should look at expanding the metro line. 300 kilometers metro network should expand with trains every 3 minutes, and a 314-kilometer suburban rail system, tram lines for short distances, and high-frequency shuttle buses along the outer ring road to ensure last-mile connectivity. Tejasvi Surya also asked for activating the Bengaluru Metropolitan Land Transport Authority and appointing a full-time chairperson to coordinate projects across agencies. Well, a legit ask to which DK Shivakumar responded, saying, well, we're not opposing Tejasvi Surya's ideas, but what we're saying is that we don't have the money, so bring the money from the centre. Get money from the central government. He says Karnataka receives only 10 to 12% of the project costs from the centre, and that's unfair, because it's the opposition state, hinting at how the centre is holding back on funds. So ask Tejasvi Surya to first get the money, and then we could talk about expanding public transport. Now, the proposed tunnel project, 16.75-kilometer tunnel that connects Silk Board and Hebbal, aims to cut 45 minutes of travel time and bypass nearly 25 choke points. It will run deep under central Bengaluru, even beneath Lalbagh, with officials assuring that only 1 acre will be used temporarily and restored later. But tender documents of that tunnel project reveal another layer to this. The government plans to offer 6 acres of land at 5 prime city locations, right in the center of the city, allowing the private, whoever bids for this tunnel project, those private bidders or developers are going to be allowed to use an unprecedented floor space in Bengaluru Central of a floor space index of up to 5, which is 5 times over the current limit. This is basically to attract bidders that if you're spending on the project, then this is what you'll get, a commercial space right in the heart of the city. Experts warn that this relaxation could encourage high-rise buildings in sensitive green zones along the tunnel corridor, inviting more vehicles rather than kill congestion. Mobility experts, of course, now question whether digging beneath a congested, already full Bengaluru Central and a flood-prone city, which Bengaluru is really the best that we can think for Bengaluru's future. Is this really the solution to solve Bengaluru's traffic? A 45-minute promise or a 17,800 crore experiment? Bengaluru's tunnel debate has only just begun. Let me take you through what DK Shivakumar said after meeting Tejasvi Surya.
ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಬರೋದು ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನಿಮ್ ಗಾಡಿ ತರೋದನ್ನ ನಿಲ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಬ್ಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡಬೇಕು ಸ್ಕೂಲವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಗಾಡಿನೇ ತಗೋಬೇಡ ಅವ್ರು ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಜನತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೇಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಓಡಾಡಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಅಪೀಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ 4 ಜನ ಎಂಪಿಗಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ
All right, for those I could translate, DK Shivakumar says, can I ask people not to bring their cars? What are we going to do about cars already on the streets? We've got to find a solution. This is a futuristic project. People should support it instead of looking at faults into it. Let me bring in our experts to give us a little more. Satya Prakash, Vice Chairperson and the spokesperson of the Congress of KPCC. We also have Ashok Gowda, BJP spokesperson, Dr. Ashish Verma, convener of the Sustainable Transportation Lab at the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, joins us. He's an expert on this. Vivek Menon, of course, civic expert and former advisor to the Karnataka Chief Minister. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us. I don't want to make this political, but we are forced to, considering that DK Shivakumar and Tejasvi have been having this war of words on social platforms. But before I get to that, let me bring in our experts. If I could start with Vivek Menon, you've been the advisor to the Karnataka Chief Minister earlier. I know you've given multiple solutions to decongest Bengaluru. Was a tunnel project ever one on your mind? And what do you think of it? That's what's being proposed by the Karnataka government. Do you believe this will be really what's needed, a solution that's needed?
So I know, the traffic problem in Bangalore is nothing new, right? But unfortunately, or fortunately, we do have a system of roads, a network of roads, a radial system and a circular system that can potentially, if, designed right, if the bottlenecks are removed, you can actually move traffic from the north to the south. Now, this particular tunnel is specifically to just do that. Now, going by our record of making sure that tunnels don't flood, I think this is not a project that can be, completely insulated from it either. We have seen these magic boxes, tragic boxes as we call them, which were small boxes that ended up flooding. And I don't think this particular tunnel project really has a plan in place to ensure that it never floods. So, looking at it, the unfortunate part here is, whenever there's a big project like this that is studied, you need to do a major investment study and you need to take the time to be able to do it correctly. Unfortunately, what has happened is this particular project has been envisioned by a politician who probably on his visit somewhere to the world, and I know that he was in New York, probably saw a tunnel there and said, hey, this is a great fix, let's just do it. And you've got the entire bureaucracy running after it, ensuring that they can actually bring out a report that substantiates it. Now, to get over this problem, the specific tunnel that they're talking about from, Hebbal to Silk Board, we already have an outer ring road that connects these 2 points. Now, if we were to actually make this outer ring road a access controlled facility with high-speed ramps, and I've been saying this and saying this for the past 10 years, you could get people from one end to the other in the same 30 minutes or 25 minutes that they're talking about right now. The unfortunate part today is that there's such a trust deficit between the government and the people. I today believe that such large projects are proposed more so to probably siphon off funds. This is not necessarily to solve a traffic problem or a social problem as they've made it today. It is basically to propose large projects. For the past 2.5 years, we have been dealing with bad roads that are potholed. Imagine a pothole in a road can slow down the traffic down to zero. So this is more of a transit-oriented problem. I always say that, it's the entire trip that makes the difference, right? You're starting at a particular origin, you're going to a destination. There are certain areas where you will go through congested congested urban streets. But if you have a high-speed facility that links to it, then the entire duration of the trip is reduced. And that's what we do in transit-oriented studies all across the world. And I've done this in Houston, I've done this in many other parts of the world.
Yeah.
So the bottom line here is, unfortunately, you've got a politician and a bureaucracy that is today hell-bent on bringing the politician's wishes to fruition, as against looking at the problem itself and saying that there are low-lying fruit. There are short-term measures that can be implemented today to achieve the same result. So if you would ask me,
a quick take on what are the best other alternative solutions.
the best other alternative solutions, as I can see it, is to make the outer ring road an access control facility. Today, they've gone all the way up to the PRR and renamed it. No one within the city is going to use the PRR. The PRR is to move traffic that comes into the city outside the city itself limits and take them out. That's mostly for truck traffic. But no one is going to use that. And Mr. Shivakumar actually again proposed it, saying that, oh, we'll reduce traffic congestion in the city. We're going to build a business corridor. Now, all businesses are not going to pick up their things and move to the PRR. So I think what is happening essentially is that there are a lot of bureaucrats who are basically trying to design the city's infrastructure. And what you need is actually technocrats, people who understand. I mean, you've got Ashish over here and the Indian Institute of Science. In fact, I was a member of SISTUB too, where you have technical people who can actually study the entire ecosystem. It's not one against the other. It's
No,
not
but I'm surprised that expertise hasn't been factored in. I'm sure they would have taken help. Who do you think they're consulting? If not for the best in the city, I've known all of you for much over a decade, maybe nearly two. Ashish, good to see you. You and I have done so many shows on News9 itself over the years, and we've spoken about the best possible way to decongest Bengaluru. The problem that stood then still stands today. Possibly it's gotten worse. Tell us a little more. I mean, not in a viewpoint to criticize the government in any way. If the government is looking to decongest Bengaluru traffic, it should be welcomed. But is this the best solution that they could think of?
So thanks, Nabila, for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on your show and for a long time.
Thank you.
I mean, it reminds me of the steel flower beta days when it all started. And it's so unfortunate that after 10, 15 years of that, we are still in the same discussion and same debate that we are doing. I'll just leave aside which political leader or political party said what, because that's not I really want to get into. I'll keep myself purely technical. So as far as these road infrastructure measures are concerned, in this case specifically, we are talking about tunnel road. Forget about best solution. It is not a solution at all in any aspect, whether it is cost effectiveness, whether it is social obligation. You take any angle that you're trying to make in support of this tunnel road, it doesn't stand technically and otherwise. Now, social obligation, let's take social obligation. What is the social obligation for the government to maximize the throughput of people and good across the city at affordable cost and for all sections of people? Can tunnel road fulfill that? No, it cannot. So social obligation, if you leave aside, cost effectiveness. Yeah, you're building a system where you will create a capacity of carrying about 1,800 passengers per hour per direction for a lane width at a cost which is 1,000 crore per kilometer as being already declared by the government. Yeah, if you have a metro system, a public transport system running for the same width of one lane where you can put one track of metro, you would generate a capacity of moving people almost 40 times more for same cost or lesser cost for constructing that. So how do you justify in any way such an investment which will give you low capacity system in the first place? So you're not maximizing the throughput, you are not cost effective. At the same time, when you are constructing these kind of projects, you are only encouraging more and more people to use personal vehicles. That would only increase the consumption of energy. That means fossil fuel, whether it is petrol, diesel, or even electricity that's being consumed to transport people. It will increase tailpipe emissions. Yeah. So all in all, there are no benefits as far as
No, but
solving the
there's one statement DK made which one can't really refuse. He says that I can't force people not to use their cars. Eventually, no matter what amount of public transport comes, you have people still using their cars, wanting to go, take a
Yeah.
drive. Bengaluru city is such a lovely, has the
I'll
best
give you-
weather. So, this is an elitist opinion, but that's also a fact that you can't force people against using their cars.
No, I'll give you a technical answer to
Huh.
that. I think we are misinformed about this. If you really look at how cities which are seen as the best example of being sustainable and livable, what is that they have actually done? Technically, I call it as combination of push and pull measures. Okay. When you construct more infrastructure for public transport, that's a pull measure. That means you're trying to increase the network, the services, etc., and trying to pull them. But along with that, you also need push measures, which basically disincentivizes ownership and use of car. You're not banning or you're not restricting. Nowhere in the world any country has banned or restricted anybody from buying car. But you are disincentivizing through certain sets of measures, ownership as well as use of car. It's a very fine set of combination of things. For example, Singapore you take. Does Singapore has banned owning car? No, but they have disincentivized through measures. One is if you have to buy a car, you first need to get a certificate of entitlement for which you pay a hefty sum. Okay. After you get a certificate of entitlement, and if you go and buy a car for initial 10 years of tax, the lifetime tax, so-called what we call here, you are asked to pay roughly 100,000, a lakh Singapore dollars. So that means if you're buying a car of 7 to 8 lakhs, you're made to pay a tax of 70, 80 lakhs. Okay. So they have not
And
banned.
Karnataka has the highest road tax also.
That is just 10% of the cost of the vehicle. Nowhere close to what they have done.
Okay,
Even
but it has to be a same standard across the country, and still Karnataka is one of the highest. No, but just to a little more into layer the documents, the tender documents that we see is it says the government also promises that we are going to give FSI 5 a space that is unprecedented to the bidder who's going to be investing in the tunnel project. Which means that in central Bengaluru, you will have more commercial towers coming up where office spaces might just come in there, which is known as a green and a sensitive zone. Right now, it's categorized as green sensitive because it's already congested. And now you're going to give those who are investing in the tunnel projects huge space where nearly a 40-floor building can come up in a 5,000 square feet area. That's the space the government is giving just to attract bidders. That's scary. That's really scary to me.
So if I just add, ma'am, we have simulated this tunnel road through our, network level simulation model that we have developed for Bengaluru. And in the best possible case, the traffic that is being attracted with the toll that they have proposed is hardly 10% of the proposed capacity that they are going to build with 3-lane road on each direction. Okay. So it has been, I think, quite well understood by bidders that this is an unviable project purely on the traffic volume forecast. Because
That, you're saying that they won't be takers for it, that bidders won't come forward only.
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly I'm saying, for this reason that with the level of toll that they are proposed and which they have to charge to even make it viable, economically, financially viable, with that level of toll, the attracted traffic is very less. You're going to pay roughly around 280 to 300 rupees for one-way trip on this 18 kilometer. So if you go from home to office and come back, every day you are going to shell out 600 rupees.
Oh, wow. So so then if that's the price I'm paying for the toll, then why would I know for a fact that going to the airport in Bengaluru, you have to pass through the toll, and you have cab drivers taking all the Halli areas on the side, the peripheral lanes to get to the airport without paying toll charges. So they are going to find a way to congest the roads that surround the tunnel. Okay, let me. Yeah.
So I'll just complete, which is the reason why I think government has also understood that unless they offer some other commercial, options to the bidders, there will not be any takers
All
for
right,
this
but
tunnel.
300 rupees, 600 rupees, you're saying will be the toll itself to pass through that tunnel. Bengaluru is, yeah, up and down. Yeah, Bengaluru is elite. You know, you have it's known to be a billionaire city. You have the the richest of people living in
Only
Bengaluru.
billionaires will
So
use.
possibly that's also an angle, right? Like, why wouldn't people want to pay? Let me bring in a Congress spokesperson for a little more on what was the thought behind the tunnel project. Satya Prakash, please go on.
See, Nabila, for any city, there will be short-term solutions, there will be long-term solutions. Today, vehicle population in Bangalore is somewhere around 1.4 crores or more than 1.4 crores for 1.4 crore people. That means every house has around 4 to 5 vehicles. That includes four-wheelers and two-wheelers.
Yeah.
Now, we also need to understand what is this tunnel road all about. Like most people say, mass transport system. But mass transport system for metro, what has the central government given till date? It has given a piddly 18% till date. 82% the state government is spending. Modi is not giving a single paisa for the last 1.5 years for the metro project. How can we do metro project is what DK Shivakumar asked Mr. Tejasvi Surya. People are talking about suburban railway. Suburban railway more or less is shelved because two contractors, L&T and everyone have backed out. So suburban railway also is on the back burner. It is not going to come front. Now, why this tunnel road? Tunnel road is because unclogging the city's central artery, the traffic artery. The corridor between Silk Board and Hebbal is the worst, traffic in not only in India, as far as traffic woes are concerned, across the world. So to unclog this traffic right now, on a short-term basis, we are doing this tunnel project. While the metro will be there.
Yeah,
Metro
it's
on the water.
simultaneous expansion. That's the approach.
Now,
But my question is that when just this is for our experts. When the Hebbal flyover was coming up, the 20-kilometer long flyover towards the airport, there was such hue and cry. People condemning it, saying, "Why do we want better public transport to the airport? We don't need a flyover." That's encouraging. But I can't even imagine going to the Bengaluru airport if that flyover did not exist today. So, Vivek, a quick rebuttal. I'll come to you, sir.
One second.
Yeah, I'll come to you, sir.
Nabila, I will put a very important point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the government's view will not be there in this show at all.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'll give you your time. I was just basically trying to...
Yeah,
Okay.
I think in a sense, Nabila, you make a point over there. The bottom line is that we do need good roads. We do need flyovers across the city, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, let's try to make do with the existing infrastructure that is already crumbling as compared to trying to build new infrastructure. So the way I see it, the outer ring road was planned to decongest the city. Right? You have 7 radial roads that go from the center of the city to all of the outlying parts, north, south, east, and west. Then we ensured that we actually connect those with an outer ring road. Right? Now, every city almost has that. They have loops, right? Now, what we have done with the outer ring road is instead of classifying it as a freeway facility and ensuring that you have high-speed on-ramps, high-speed off-ramps, so that the traffic on that road can achieve a minimum speed of at least 45 to 50 kilometers per hour, we have actually brought it down to 10 to 5 kilometers per hour crawling speed. Because why? We have congestion points at Puram which have not been addressed. So if we were to address even the Hebbal flyover today that you're talking about, this Hebbal, junction, what it needs is a diamond interchange. It needs an 8-way interchange where there is unfettered access to every direction of traffic. That's the way these freeway systems are designed and defined. And if we were to do that, we could very easily take all the traffic that's coming down from, the airport and take it all the way down to South Bangalore. Now, the other point I wanted to quickly make was that the National Highway Authority of India, unfortunately, has NH4 that comes and stops at Hebbal. Right? Now, why not put the onus on NHAI to build a connectivity between North and South Bangalore? So there are innovative ways of actually being able to fund this and probably improve the mobility along the outer ring road. And with that, I think we can very easily
So
solve
you
this
already
problem.
have an
Just try to
outer
come
ring
up with
road
a
which
plan.
is in not which isn't being oiled enough. That's your concern. Ashok Gowda, as a BJP spokesperson, sir, the only reason to why the BJP's objections sometimes fall flat is because the party itself endorses great roads and expanding the city in every direction. You all have done tunnel projects in other states. So why opposing the one in Bengaluru?
Nabila, I'm a qualified architect with my
Sir.
post-graduation from September, which is a fourth best university for plan studies, urban plan studies. I've done my urban planning also in post-graduation. So this is my qualification. I'm not just a BJP spokesperson.
Yeah.
On this panel, I'm speaking on.
Yeah.
Now, why do we are opposing the tunnel road? First thing is, this tunnel road in the DPR, if you see very clearly, first they say that if the central government aid is not below 30%, then it is not viable. They are saying it should be minimum 30 to 40%. Then, if you are asking for the 30 to 40% of the central government aid, then why can't you not do the metro or suburban rails? That is a question to Satya Prakash ji. Now, what is the problem with the tunnel road? Tunnel road is going to solve the problem of the city by only 3 to 5%, which I myself have analyzed completely. And what is the solution? As our experts are saying, Vivek is saying as well as Ashish is saying, there are bottlenecks on the same road when we are going from, I stay in Silk Road. I do travel to Hebbal. There are bottlenecks, only 5 bottlenecks. If there is a political will, the solution can be found. Only because there is no political will, the solution is not there. We get choked by more than 40 to 50 minutes on these bottlenecks. That is the problem.
So you're not opposing it only because it's a Congress-led project.
Let me complete it. The tunnel road, there is an environmental concern. That is point number 1. Why we are opposing. Second is tunnel road is not going to solve the city's problem. It is going to enhance the problem because the maximum capacity for the PCUs which will be built is only 3,600, which according to the report itself, it says by 2041, which will be achieved, and then there should be one more tunnel. Will that be planned? Now, whereas a CPM, that is Comprehensive Mobility Plan of 2020 or the proposed for 2031, it directly opposes this entire tunnel plan is not part of it. And as well as the city, entire city, where is the city growing? We have envisaged that the city will be growing from Chikbalapura to Ramnagar, Tumkuru to Vasur. And if that is the growth of the city which is going to happen by 2047, then what is the proposal for the city's plan and what is the mobility plan for the entire area? And what will be the new CBDs and SPDs? So how are you planning? And as well as in the entire world, wherever you see, tunnels are proposed only to cross the river or to cross high density pathway areas like CBD areas, only for short distance, not like this 16.5 kilometers, where in a city like Bengaluru, actually does not need. In Monterello, only because the temperature is below 10 degrees, so they have a tunnel road. So only when a special situation is there, you build a tunnel road, not in a city like Bengaluru. So please, somebody should make DK Shivakumar understand that the proposal.
So we have the Congress spokesperson back.
Nabila,
So yeah, please, we were waiting for you to be patched again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think this program is designed to tell that tunnel project. 3 people and including you want to tell that tunnel project is not.
Sir, it's my duty to ask. It's my duty to ask. I'm not declaring anything. In fact, I'm advocating for it. I'm saying other BJP ruled states has a tunnel project. Why is the BJP opposing it here?
No.
But Nabila, I don't think politicians should be deciding these things.
From Congress
That's
party.
the sad part over
Okay.
here.
Okay, Satya Prakash, we'll allow him to speak, please, sir.
See, I'll draw all of your attention to 2013 to 2018. Even till date, today is 2025, all the so-called urban experts said so many things about the steel bridge. Till today, that particular stretch we are having a problem. Today people are feeling, alas, if we had not listened to all these urban planners, if that steel bridge would have been there, today the problem that we are facing for all those guys who are going to airport, today also there is a problem. No one has given a solution to it. So people who crib, people who cry, keep on crying. The government, my friend Vivek was telling, how can we allow politicians to do it? We have got the mandate of the people of Karnataka. No urban planner has got the mandate from the people of Karnataka. So you keep on cribbing.
Urban planners are not contesting elections.
You have to allow me.
Yes, sir.
You have to allow
You
me-
have to
you
state
have
into the
allow me-
ground.
Okay, go on. I have barely 2 minutes. Satya, please go on.
See, you
See,
should,
we
you
have
should
the
not be
mandate
an
of the
authoritative
people of
autocratic leaders.
Karnataka. We will do this. See, please
Okay,
understand.
you
We
will do
this.
it. Nana, we've heard DK Shivakumar
will do
says
this. And
only
sure
God
all
can
people
stop me.
sitting,
So he is very
people of
sure
Bangalore will be very, very
this is
happy
not
about
going to
the
turn
tunnel
out like the
project.
Bengaluru steel project where people stood on the road and protested and shelved
Today what
the
happened?
Karnataka
Today
government
what
shelved the
happened? After
project.
7-8 years
Doesn't
also
seem
there
like
is no
DK
solution.
Shivakumar is willing to budge here. A final word I'll give. Ashish Gada
DK
quickly.
Shivakumar will
Sorry,
emerge
Ashish.
as a champion of the people of Bangalore for this project. Believe me.
Right, sir.
Believe me.
Okay, sir. Ashish.
I would only say in conclusion 2 points. One is mobility. Urban mobility is a complex system. Looks very easy to solve, but it's extremely complex. For Bangalore to be sustainable and livable, we need at least 80% of all daily trips to happen on public transport, walking, cycling. That will never happen when you construct projects like tunnel. So car-centric road projects, whether it is Karnataka or any other state or any other Indian city, are not good, not at all solutions. So irrespective of which state or which party, I have equal and same opinion
yeah.
all such car-centric projects across all Indian
People
cities.
All right.
people of Karnataka will decide on this.
Now,
In 28 people of Karnataka, when this
Mr.
project gets
Satyaprakash.
completed,
Fix
when
the
the project
potholes
gets
first. Fix
completed,
the potholes first.
Okay,
then
so
the
you
people
got
of
to you
Karnataka
got to
will-
start.
will start clapping.
Sir,
People of
so
Karnataka
the
will
the
start
whole
clapping
question
for
is,
DK
it all
Shivakumar,
comes
believe
down
me.
to, while you have the main issue is to fix your roads, ensure pothole-free roads, ensure public transport is robust. Those things are not being activated. Instead, you all are jumping into a $1 million project,
It will
which
be
is
a
going to
mix and
burn
match.
a hole in
Both
your
are
pocket.
Important. Both are important.
Okay,
Both are
so it has to happen
important.
simultaneously.
Short-term solutions as well
Okay,
as long-term
sir,
solutions. Both are important for
Ashok
people of
Gowda, will
Bangalore.
you ask for the centre to give more funds to Karnataka's Bengaluru's metro? That's the grouse. Congress says you're not giving enough money to our metro project. That's why we need a road.
18%. Ethically,
Javina.
18%
Final
of
word,
your
final
money,
word.
we are
30
contributing
seconds, sir,
82%.
please.
Satyaprakash is expert in diverting, whereas in central government for a metro project or suburban rail project, any project where the honesty is shown, definitely the project fund is coming.
Okay.
Where the dishonesty is shown, where the state government
Where's
is not
the money?
putting the money.
Where's the
Normally,
money?
those
You're
cases
not
of
giving
money
an
is
honest
coming.
pitch.
Given
That's what he
information,
says.
Central government is funding those
Paisa
projects
kahan hai?
also.
Okay, so
Paisa,
centre is
paisa.
not
Where's
funding
the
because
money?
they don't see sincerity and honesty in
Modi
your
has cheated
pitch.
people of
That's the
Bangalore.
rebuttal. All right.
Modi
Thank
has
you.
shown stepmotherly treatment for people of Bangalore.
Yes.
And people of Bangalore will not forgive Modi for whatever he has done to Bangalore.
Right. So thank you very
18%,
much.
Piddly 18%.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Satyaprakash, Ashok Gowda,
But
Ashish,
next time,
and Vivek Menon.
please give more time to the Congress guy because we
Sir,
have to put the government stand. Isn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, I will.